While you're watching this video right now, set aside everything you know about humanity's past for a moment. Erase those classic history book templates in your head. A question for you: what is beneath the pyramids? The answer that official history, academia, and mainstream media have been giving us for years is extremely clear and comfortable. Large stone tombs, the mummies of pharaohs, and ancient ritual chambers. But what if I told you that this answer is nothing but a curtain? In recent months, data was shared quietly. Advanced satellite and SAR radar technologies took a vertical look into the depths of the Giza Plateau. And that comfortable official answer was instantly shattered. Scientists claimed they found something underground. Large, geometrically regular forms arranged in layers. And a massive anomaly of the kind that official history claims should never be there. This is exactly where, let's be honest, what unsettles me is not how those stones were stacked on top of each other. What unsettles me is that someone has known for a very long time what lies underground, and that we are only now learning this. If you're ready, today we are descending beneath those tourist sands, into that deep darkness that no one wants to talk about. Get ready, because after this video is over, you will never be able to look at the pyramids the same way again. First, let's look at what official history says. Because to understand the counter-argument, you first need to know the main argument. Pharaoh Khufu had the Great Pyramid built around 2560 BC. 2,300,000 stone blocks, each one averaging 2.5 tons, some going up to 80 tons. Completed in 20 years. I am not belittling the ancient Egyptians. On the contrary, this civilization was truly incredible. They had knowledge of astronomy. They had knowledge of medicine. They had engineering skills. But I am compelled to ask this question. 2,300,000 blocks in 20 years. Let's put this into numbers. 365 days a year. 12 hours of work a day. This means you need to place one of those massive stones in its exact position with perfect precision every 2 minutes, without any margin for error, without cranes, without modern measuring instruments. And that's not all. The 4 corners of the Great Pyramid point exactly north, south, east, and west. The deviation is less than 1%. Without modern GPS, the gaps between the stones are so small that not even a razor blade can fit through. Even with today's technology, achieving this precision is still difficult. And do you know where the strangest part is? No mummy was ever found inside the Great Pyramid. There are no hieroglyphs. There are no burial goods. All other Egyptian tombs have these. Only this one doesn't. What does official history say about this? Thieves took them, it says. Maybe. But building something that large, that heavy, that complex, just for a tomb, I think that explanation falls short. And while the outside of the pyramids has been talked about so much for centuries, almost nothing has been said about what lies beneath. Until 2025. March 2025. A press conference in Italy. A hall of 1,000 people. Live broadcast. 3 names step up to the podium. Engineer Filippo Biondi, chemist Corrado Malanga, and researcher Armando May. They have images taken with SAR technology. SAR meaning synthetic aperture radar. A technology capable of seeing dozens of meters beneath soil, stone, and ground. A technology used in military satellite systems. And what do those images say? There are massive structures beneath the Khafra pyramid. They extend in layers, geometric forms, not a natural formation, artificial. Shortly after, the same team went even further. "We found the tomb of Osiris," they said. What did official archaeologists say? Unproven. No peer review. Not scientific. All right. I understand scientists being cautious. That is a healthy stance. But there is also this question that needs to be asked. Why has the Egyptian government been granting such restricted permission for excavations in the Giza region for decades? Why did some areas remain closed to researchers for years? Why are independent teams not allowed to freely scan Giza? I don't know the answer, but I cannot ignore the question. And to find the answer to this question, we need to move a little away from Giza and lend an ear to the silent cry of another ancient civilization, glimmering in a neighboring geography during the same period. To the Sumerian tablets. Now we move into that dark region where science and mythology intersect, into the shadow of Sumerian texts. To the Anunnaki Theory. The Sumerians, who lived in present-day Iraqi lands around 4000 BC, and who invented writing, astronomy, and the calendar, left behind thousands of clay tablets. And in these tablets, one name repeated constantly: Anunnaki, meaning those who descended from the sky. The Sumerians recount that these beings came to Earth, transferred immense knowledge to humanity, and built massive structures. The modern world wants to dismiss this as a mythology tale, but the fact that the Sumerians recorded Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn's rings with millimetric precision thousands of years before modern telescopes breaks that tale. This is where researchers who advocate the Anunnaki theory claim that not only the top of the pyramids, but also those new chambers beneath them, are part of a massive ancient energy network. Because when we actually look at the pyramid as a whole, three major physical details that official science never wants to answer come into play. The first, the number pi. When you divide the perimeter of the Great Pyramid by its height, you get exactly 2 pi, a full 2,000 years before pi was officially discovered. Is this a coincidence? The second, the speed of light. When you take the latitude and longitude coordinates of the Great Pyramid, the resulting sequence of numbers corresponds to the speed of light in meters with a deviation of less than 1%. How did the ancient Egyptians know what a meter was, or the speed of light? The third, the Orion belt and radiation. The three pyramids at Giza are aligned in millimetric precision, not only positionally, but also according to the brightness and size of the 3 stars of the Orion belt in the sky. Moreover, in measurements conducted in those tunnels beneath the pyramids, it was determined that electromagnetic fields and background radiation behave in a completely different way compared to other places on Earth's surface, almost as if acting like a working machine. When I place these details side by side, I make the following confession to myself. We as humanity are very arrogant. We think that we did everything, that history progressed in a straight line from primitive to modern. But perhaps we are wrong. Perhaps in our past there is a technology we cannot even imagine today, and the massive legacy of that technology hidden underground. And now, in 2025, those geometric underground chambers appearing on radar screens are that very legacy itself. Today we descended beneath those silent sands of the Giza Plateau with our own curiosity. We talked about official history's safe tomb tale, the mysterious underground chambers that Italian researchers uncovered with SAR technology, and the Anunnaki whispers of the Sumerians. Now I present 3 possibilities to you, sitting in front of your screen. You decide which one to believe. Are these structures entirely an ancient human miracle? Are they the legacy of a lost world civilization that lived even before the pyramids, whose history has been erased? Or is it that ancient technology left underground by those who descended from the sky, the Anunnaki? To be honest, I don't know the clear answer. But there is one thing I do know. The secret beneath those stones that have stood for 4,500 years has awakened. And that secret will completely change the mirror through which humanity looks at itself. Be sure to write in the comments, which of these three possibilities do you think is real? However, I am not ending this video here. Because while examining these tunnels beneath the pyramids, there is a far greater guardian we deliberately left out. That massive giant standing just beside the pyramids, silently facing east for thousands of years. The Sphinx. Why have excavations beneath the Sphinx been completely banned by the Egyptian government for more than a century? And what is that massive tunnel in those 2025 radar images, beginning from beneath the Sphinx's left paw and extending to those secret chambers beneath the pyramids, hiding? If the pyramids are silent, the Sphinx knows something, and has not been saying it for thousands of years. In the next episode, we will descend into those forbidden chambers beneath the Sphinx and those lost archives that will take us to Atlantis. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the notification bell, because this mystery is only just beginning. Stay aware, stay in pursuit. See you in the next episode. And never forget, some questions are far greater than their answers.